I think it depends on the context of where you apply fundamentals. With Canada going, recreationally, it's now legalized. It's really the first major country in the world to do that. And that's on the back of having 3, 4, 5 years of a highly regulated market where a lot of these companies that you mentioned are raising a tremendous amount of capital and building a tremendous amount of expertise. So when you look at the Mr. Kennedy in your intro there, mentioning a $200 billion markets that could be disrupted, I absolutely agree. There's certainly a lot of risk with that, but my estimates come in line with certain contribution when it comes to international markets, Germany, Australia, Latin America. Certainly there's a lot of risk with those states, but you cannot value these companies just looking at the Canadian medical market or the Canadian plus medical and recreational market, just for the fact that that's about $10 billion of opportunity down the road, where I think the international segments where many of these licensed producers have a leading edge might be fighting for upwards of $200 billion of revenues down the road. Certainly risky, but I think it all depends on where you pinpoint the fundamentals.
Emily, your thoughts on those numbers and how much is contingent on the U.S. following suit?
Absolutely. Since we're based in California, we've obviously watched what has happened with the rollout of the California market here, which is actually a little bit bigger than the Canadian market. But with the Canadian market being the first country to really, of this size, to really go forward with this legalization, we're obviously very excited to see it embracing this global play. We're very optimistic about the possibilities of this growing market. Some are saying, Barclays is saying $272 billion by 2028. I've heard Vivian Azar say $500 billion is another target that we're going for, and we're really excited about it. But we do believe that there are some hurdles ahead that this industry has to face both in the U.S. and abroad.
Matt, we've been showing a board of some of these stocks, Canopy, Tilray, Kronos, to name a few. They're trading lower today. Why do you think that is? Is this a sell the news event?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of build-up to this event. Clearly, when you look at what Constellation did in their $5 billion cash injection into Canopy there, that really just lit the market on fire. We've seen valuations increase probably more than twofold since that day. So a pullback on any given day, I get those calls a lot. Why is the sector down 10% or why is it up 15%? And it's a volatile sector, and you have to accept that it's speculative in nature if you're an investor, and that there's risks with that. With today, I'm not surprised that is very Canadian to sort of sell the actual event, but this is a blip on the radar compared to the valuation and multiple expansions that we've certainly seen over the last year or two. So I don't put too much stock into it, but obviously we look for the longer trends in that regard.